Remember when corporate training meant like piles of handouts and bad coffee in a room with no windows?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
funny to think about now.
definitely.
But things in L&D are evolving so fast it can feel like a second job just to stay on top of it all. So welcome to the deep dive where we do the heavy lifting.
Exactly. Sifting through everything so you don't have to.
And today we're going deep on AI's impact on the world of learning and development. We'll be looking at a transcript of a recent webinar with L&D expert Eric van de Graaf.
Yeah, Eric's got a ton of experience in training and consulting, and he's been using AI tools in this space for a while now.
So our goal today is simple: to see how AI is changing L&D, both the challenges and the opportunities, and to check out some real-world examples of it in action. Now, if you're listening to this, you're probably someone who likes to get up to speed quickly and efficiently without getting bogged down in jargon. Well, that's what this deep dive is all about. So let's get started. Thinking back to how L&D used to be, Eric really paints a picture of a total different era, right?
He does. It's amazing how different it is from today's digital world. He talks about a time when pretty much everything was face to face and completely reliant on paper.
Right.
Imagine all the work involved just in getting stuff printed and shipped around.
Absolutely. It would take weeks or even months to launch a training program. You'd have translations, adaptations for different cultures, all the checking, the actual printing.
Yeah.
And Eric actually talked about having like 40 binders in his car for a single training session.
Oh, wow.
It really shows you the kind of practical challenges they faced back then.
It does. You can see how time-consuming those traditional methods were. And as Eric said, the focus was often just on delivering information, not really about engaging the learners.
Yeah. But now we're seeing this big shift towards engagement
Yeah.
with things like micro-learning and all these digital platforms. But I'm curious, did those old school methods have any advantages? Anything we've lost, maybe?
That's a good question. Eric does say that one good thing was the depth of the training. People who went through those programs often ended up highly skilled in their fields. There's a real rigor to it. But the downsides today are pretty obvious. It was hard to scale, updating content was a nightmare, and let's be honest, a lot of mandatory training was just about checking a box, not real learning.
Yeah, I can see that. So it seems like traditional L&D had some limitations, which is where these digital learning platforms come in, the LXPs and LMSs we see everywhere now. And that's where AI really starts to make a difference.
Exactly. Platforms like Cornerstone, SAP SuccessFactors, Degreed, edX, they've changed how we learn by bringing resources right to you when you need them. You don't have to wait for a workshop anymore. It's all right there.
And AI doesn't just make content more accessible, right? Eric talked about how AI assistants in these systems can recommend training based on someone's career goals. So let's say you want to move from product manager to marketing manager. The AI can suggest relevant courses.
Yeah, that's really cool. AI becomes like a career development partner, finding your skill gaps and creating a learning plan just for you. It's not just a passive resource anymore. It's an active guide.
And AI's influence goes beyond just recommending courses. It can help organizations understand their overall learning needs at a company-wide level.
Absolutely. Eric says AI can assess company-wide learning needs in really insightful ways. Like imagine analyzing annual reports to find learning gaps across the whole organization. That's something that's really hard to do with traditional methods.
So how would that actually work?
Mm.
What would the AI be looking for in a report to identify those gaps?
Well, it could look at the language used, for example. If it sees a lot of mentions of problems in certain areas, maybe new technologies or changes in the market
No.
or evolving customer needs. It could also figure out the strategic priorities and then compare those to the skills the organization has, showing where there are gaps that need training.
That's incredible. And Eric mentioned analyzing survey data too,
All
right?
right.
Like a survey on psychological safety with 1,500 people and 10 questions. Trying to make sense of all that data manually would be a nightmare, but AI can handle it easily.
Absolutely. AI can find patterns in the survey responses that we might miss. So L&D teams can really understand how employees are feeling and see where learning programs could be most helpful.
That's so smart, and it doesn't stop there. AI can also track how effective learning programs are. It can collect feedback and give you real-time data on what's working and what needs to be changed.
Exactly. It's all about continuous improvement, making sure the programs are actually achieving what they're supposed to.
So let's talk about content creation. That's always been a major pain point in L&D. It takes forever, it's expensive, and it's especially hard if you need to adapt materials for a global workforce.
Yeah, translating and adapting learning content for different languages, especially in Europe with all its different countries and languages, that's
Right.
a huge task.
You need people who understand the languages, the cultures, and you need resources for translation, review, and production. It's a lot.
It is.
And this is where AI is offering some exciting solutions.
Yeah.
Eric specifically talked about a platform called Rendora. He's actually used it himself. What's so special about Rendora?
Well, Rendora uses AI avatars, so you can create your learning content and then use AI to translate it and have a realistic avatar present it in the local language. That could really speed up content creation and make it much easier to scale for global companies.
Yeah, Eric said he used Rendora to make a 30, 40-second video for his LinkedIn community, and it only took him an hour. That's amazing when you think about how long and how much traditional video production costs. Let's actually hear a bit of that video he made. Audio playback of Eric's Rendora video. Hey there, fellow job seekers. A quick 30 seconds. We're launching Landing Your Dreams Job with AI for job seekers 55 plus on. This exciting one-hour course is tailored for you. If you're 45 plus and looking to harness the power of AI in your job hunt, we'll uncover how AI simplifies resumes, uncovers hidden job opportunities, and even aids interview preparation. Don't miss out. Register now to upskill and boost your chances of finding your dream job in this digital age. Let's dive in and make technology work for you. That's a great example of how fast you can create engaging video content. And Eric said that short video really did get people interested in his AI and job-seeking community.
It really shows how powerful these tools are. You can make great content quickly and easily. Eric mentioned other ways to use Rendora too, like creating intro videos for courses, making trailers, having different avatars as presenters, even simulating job interviews for training.
That's really interesting. And this all fits in with the idea of blended learning, right?
Yeah.
Using different formats like text, video, and audio to cater to different learning styles. Plus, think of the potential savings.
Mhm.
Eric said he spent between £20,000 and £40,000 on video productions before. Rendora could do something similar much faster and for much less.
Definitely. And the scalability is huge. Whether you have 50 employees or 2,000, you can use AI-generated videos without all the logistical hassle of traditional methods. And the fact that Eric saw real results from his Rendora video, that people were more aware of his community, it proves that it works. He even talked about using AI avatars to summarize key points from meetings, making the information more memorable.
So with AI playing a bigger and bigger role in L&D, it's natural to worry that it'll replace human trainers and learning professionals.
Yeah.
But the point that came across in the webinar, and I think it's so important to remember, is that AI should be seen as a tool to empower L&D professionals, not to replace them.
That's a crucial point. Eric compared it to automation in other industries. Like, remember those people who used to clean the windows of phone boxes?
Right.
That job's basically disappeared because of technology. But those changes also created new roles and required new skills. The focus just shifted.
And in L&D, this shift means we need more AI literacy. Learning professionals need to know how to use these AI tools effectively. They'll be helping people across different teams and cultures use this technology to work together.
And Eric mentioned that there are free national AI courses in some European countries, started in Finland, to help people develop these skills. It's really important that everyone, including L&D professionals, has the chance to become comfortable with AI. He encouraged listeners to connect with him on LinkedIn to find out more about these resources.
So let's talk more about Rendora. It's a text-to-3D avatar platform that's designed to solve those content creation problems we've been discussing. Vittorio Lee from Rendora said there are 4 big trends driving this. More video and learning, the need for interactivity, the move towards multimodal learning, and the rise of AI agents.
And Rendora is addressing all of those trends. Their 3-step process for making videos sounds really efficient. You input your text or learning materials. They even have AI script generation. Then you choose from over 200 virtual studios and more than 1,000 avatars, which you can customize.
Yeah.
They're even going to launch an image to 3D avatar feature soon, which will open up even more possibilities.
That level of customization is amazing. And it sounds like it could be used in so many different L&D situations like onboarding, recruitment, skills training, business training, training for chain stores and distributor networks, really anything.
Vittorio talked about their 1+3 model, which includes the avatars they offer now and 3 future products. Texture 3D video, which is what they have now, plus live streaming and interactive AI agents.
So they have a clear vision for the future of the platform.
They do.
And their vision for AI and L&D overall is ambitious. They want to move beyond just AI video production to more interactive experiences and eventually to multimodal AI agents that can answer questions and even assess how much someone has learned. And the platform is constantly learning and improving, which is key in a field that's changing so fast.
It's about creating a system that's not only efficient, but also gets smarter and more responsive to the needs of learners and organizations.
So after this deep dive into Eric Van de Graaf's insights, it's clear that AI isn't some distant future thing for L&D. It's happening right now. And it's changing how organizations approach learning and development in a big way. The benefits in terms of efficiency, personalization, and scalability are huge.
Absolutely. It's about giving L&D professionals the tools to create learning experiences that are more engaging, accessible, and effective.
So as you've been listening, think about how these changes might affect your own learning and development strategies. Whether you work in L&D or just care about learning and growing in your career, this is relevant to you.
And here's something to think about. With AI video creation becoming more accessible, could this make it easier for everyone to create and share knowledge? Could we see new ways of learning and sharing expertise that we haven't even thought of yet?
That's a really interesting thought. So as we wrap up this deep dive, we encourage you to explore these ideas further. Maybe check out some AI-powered L&D platforms or think about the skills you'll need to succeed in this changing landscape. The world of learning is changing fast, and AI is a major part of that change.